this Ukraine situation is affecting us all. Do you guys want to talk about that real quick? How that's affecting how the war in Ukraine? Well, it's not even a war at this point. It's pretty much just
takeover.
It's a takeover, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to y'all if y'all want to talk about it.
It's just no matter which way it's going to sound. You know, everyone's got a different opinion on it.
Of course,
basically.
people's feelings are going to always get involved. But on Fresh and Fit, we don't go fuck.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, bro? Go ahead.
Well, pretty much Russia had to do something.
Yep.
Yeah, Russia had to do something. And look, I'm not on the Russian side. I'm American. Like everything, like you know. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen is like, if you look at the demography, which is like pretty much like how many young people versus old people.
Yep.
They're in deep shit.
Yep.
Russia's in deep shit. Basically, they didn't have really much of a baby boom for like most countries outside the United States didn't really have a millennial baby boom. So like, even though people shit on millennials, like the United States actually had them.
Yep.
Millennials,
anyone was born what 1980 and
yeah, 1980 to like 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that is Gen Zers, right?
Yep.
A lot of these weirdos that you see nowadays are Gen Zers.
Yeah, so we're all basically millennials here.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing where like, you know, our parents, which are Xers or baby boomers, basically.
50s, 60s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s and stuff like that. Like when they had us and stuff, they actually had us. So they didn't. So the thing is like almost all the economies around the world are running a Ponzi. So
okay.
This is like the trippiest thing.
Yeah,
like,
please go ahead.
So the world economies are all running on a Ponzi, where the Ponzi is that you need to make more people than the old people, and then the young people pay for the old people.
Yeah,
that's how it works. So it's the whole thing where like, if let's just say we were twice as many millennials, we wouldn't the equity market we wouldn't have any problem in the United States right now. And the easiest way to fix an economy, just double the amount of babies being born. That's it. That'll solve like all problems basically. Then you do have to, you know, fight against resources and all that other jazz and shit. But it's this whole thing when you have a smaller population. So let's just say you have this huge baby boomer population, which happened around the world because at the end of World War II, everyone had babies because of the war, right? And what happened is some of those people didn't have kids or just didn't have as many kids. So and then you had places like China where they had the one-child policy for a long time. That really
fucked them up.
They messed up. They fucked up on that one.
Killing all the girls off like, bruh, what is this? What are y'all doing?
So if you were just look at it in terms of demography, Russia basically had to do something militarily, basically between now and the next 2 years, because their best soldiers, all their best like medics, engineers, basically all the people for all the key structures, were all going to start retiring or dying off now.
That's a different take that I haven't heard before.
Yeah. So it's a sort of thing where like if they didn't use the military now, they wouldn't be able to at all, because every year that passes, less and less competent soldiers. The thing when the USSR fell, like during the USSR, they had this this program where they forced a master to take on disciples. So it was this whole thing of mentors. So because it was communist and stuff, even if you didn't want to, Myron, like the country, Fresh, you have to take 2 guys in to train them. You have to. Okay. Yes, sir. And then you would train them. They would learn, and then from there they would go into the market. And then this is what would really help them out in terms of just getting all these new mechanics guys who work on pipelines, electrical engineers. This is how they learned. But what happened when the USSR failed, that completely went away. So it was a large portion of the population didn't learn anything. Just like here in the States, I mean, this happened worldwide. This wasn't just, but it really happened off because they had this whole system of like mentors. And then the mentor system, because it was state forced, it really taught a lot of people how to do stuff. Well, those people who did get mentored are all really old. They're all in retirement age now, so they're all starting to fall off. So it's like Russia and a lot of the countries in that part of the world are having trouble just getting. I mean, they have all this money. They're making all this money off of oil, but they're having trouble getting like engineers. People work on rocket. I mean, just everything that has to do with like the military side as well as like the technological side and stuff like that for construction and building and stuff. It's all going to shit because they just don't have enough people that actually know the industries really well. And then and there's a huge drug problem there in Russia as well. Like I mean, this is all over the world, but there's a huge problem in terms of like methamphetamine and stuff like that,
and corruption, right?
Corruption and all. It's
Well, Tay said that the gangs run Russia.
Yeah,
the gangs run Russia is what you said. Telling me.
Yeah. So.
Go ahead. Please. No, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much, it's just pretty much like there's all these drug problems going on in Russia and stuff like that. So it's a sort of thing where like they're getting encroached on by NATO, which is basically just, Europe and the United States kind of crunching in and stuff. And at some point, if they didn't do something in these next couple of years, they weren't going to be able to stop it really.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much going to be like a subservient state. So they pretty much, I mean, if I had to guess, they had to like, fuck, let's go down swinging.
Yeah.